Hello, and welcome back to Therapist Plays Disco Elysium. All right, this is an exciting episode. It's finally time to see if we can get our gun back. And as I talk about in this episode, I don't really know why that's exciting, because I don't really know exactly what the implications are for it. But from a character point of view, I think it taps into one of the major points of shame for Harry before we sort of jumped into his perspective and started to reflect a lot on what brought us to the point of losing that gun in the first place. So we're gonna explore that character shame and see if we can navigate a very difficult and tense conversation with another character who seems to have their own mental health concerns. This one was really interesting to work through, so I'm curious to hear what you think. Let's jump in. All right, well, welcome back. Guys, I'm so excited for this episode. Why? It's finally 10 p.m. in the game, which means it's time to get our gun. Why am I excited? Well, I don't know. I don't actually know what this means in terms of the implications for the game itself. Like, do we get to use the gun? The only time we've interacted with the gun at all is when we got Kim to shoot down the body. Which feels crazy by now that not only that we got him to do that, like, but that I passed that check. Because when I had just started the game, I didn't realize like how ridiculous it is to succeed on so many low percentage checks. Now that I've played like almost 100 hours of it, I look back at like those first couple episodes and I'm like, geez, the streamer luck really was real. And my streamer luck has completely run out since I stopped streaming. And now I'm just playing it offline. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to get my gun. Now, for character reasons, why would I be excited to get our gun? Well, I mean, think about the archetype of a cop and what a gun signifies. Every cop serial or film ever pretty much has a scene where give me a badge and gun. You're off the case. You're a loose cannon. You're no longer a cop. It's like the ultimate badge of shame to have your badge, your literal badge, and your gun taken away from you. And now our gun was not taken in an exercise of corporate authority. It was taken away by, I guess, the authority of our own confused, dark mental state in which we pawned it. So in a sense, yeah, it's still the same concept. We bear the mark of shame for losing our gun, and I can imagine Harry sort of thinking of getting his gun back as like, I don't know, another chance to be the kind of cop that he wasn't before. Like maybe we feel like we've earned it now. However, longtime eurobrady scholars may remember a long time ago when we talked about cognitive behavioral therapy. One of the main points that I was making in my commentary on emotions, the emotion component of thoughts, emotions, behaviors, is that it's not really valid or productive to call any emotion bad. Like when we're trying to change a behavior that's bad, like, oh, I'm smoking, I'm running, I'm cheating, like whatever the behavior is that we don't want, we take one step back and we look at the emotion and say, oh yeah, like it was anger that drove me to that behavior. How about I get rid of my anger? That's a bad emotion. No. Some emotions, despite having very negative coding to them, like anger, like shame, embarrassment, guilt, or regret, they can drive pretty productive behaviors. Like my fear, also typically coded negative behavior, my fear of getting in trouble makes me behave in a way that follows the law, for example. My fear of losing someone may make me behave in such a way to be more honest with them. And Harry's shame over losing his gun, yes, it is like painful as a as a mark on his like competence. But at the same time, that shame has like made us kind of explore like what is it to be a cop without this thing? Hold on. I feel like that's where I'm not ready. Wait, I'm not done monologuing. That looks like some shit is about to go down. We bear the mark of shame, but that shame has driven us into like reevaluating ourselves in many important ways. Reevaluating how we interact with people, how we think about and talk to ourselves, on like becoming a sorry cop and going on sort of an amends tour. Like lots of behaviors that I would say have been in pursuit of like honest reshaping of our character. And a lot of it's driven by shame. So the emotion, simply because it is a painful or a bad emotion, does not mean that it is bad by itself. Behaviors are what we want to change, but emotions are just the engine that drives them, right? So that's what I have to say on that. It is shame that brought us here. It is shame that will get us out. Okay, let's see what's going on up here.
Put your hands where I can see them.
The aging woman, under a mountain of police paraphernalia, mumbles to herself, then notices you and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now! Show me your hands! Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Oh, man.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Kim, what are you doing? What is happening?
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
The saber is only decorative. It's not a threat to you. I love that we jump to like that. And that the game knows it's there. It's amazing. I have to say this. I have to say it.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression.
Shit.
Officer, under duress. Officer, under duress.
Her eyes bulge with terror. Veins protrude on her forehead.
I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous.
Ma'am, I need you to calm down. We just need to talk. Classic, like, the person who is not very calm at all being told to calm down. Yeah, not super effective, generally. Especially because, oh, okay, I'm not going to go into a monologue about this right now, but we're definitely dealing with someone with severe mental health condition, obviously. We'll get into that once we've de-escalated the situation, but actually what we want to do is stand our ground. I'm not moving.
Suspect is on the loose. Suspect at large. Officer, administer street justice at our own peril. That one extra leg with a baton or extra knee strike above was what was actually required. Suspect is under control. Suspect is under control.
In her mind, you're under control now.
Yeah.
The next moment, you're not. It appears the things she says are very real to her, as long as she's saying them.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
Like trying to tell her to calm down. You're talking to someone who may be in a psychotic episode. Like, you're trying to convince them that what they're experiencing is not real. Like, but it is to them, exactly like it just said. So you don't want to be like, calm down, you're not in reality. You want, in some ways, to like do what we just did. I'm not moving. We're de-escalating the conflict without like intruding on, you know, the person's perception just yet.
You'll have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial facts before you do.
That's definitely what we're gonna do. We can solve this peacefully. Please lower the weapon.
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect at large! Get on the ground!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
I love how Kim is like, he's kind of a little bit off base there, buddy. He's pointing like sort of down the way. Blow her away, Lieutenant. No, we're not doing that. Let's just talk, all right?
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot! Big red key! Big red key!
What happened to make her like this? Yes, sure, but also in a less abstract way. The neurodegenerative disease I mentioned earlier.
Ma'am, we're here to help. Tell us what's wrong. I like how we can just be like, look, this doesn't look that good. Let's just leave and come back later. She'll be here. She'll still be here doing this. And if we just walk off, she won't shoot us. Like, I love that that's the implication. Let's just ask her to identify herself first. I imagine she's going to lean into, yeah, I'm the pigs, I'm the authority of this town sort of thing.
It's the goddamn police shitbag! Cut the pavement! You're under arrest!
She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer. A lower-ranking police officer.
It's a good suggestion. Oh, I like this. Officer Pigs, W. Fretter Harrier Dubois, requesting your sidearm for inspection. Hold out your badge. Fucking, let's go, Harry.
What?
She lowers the megaphone and stares at the gun in her hand. Patrol officer, you're in gross violation of the RCM Code of Conduct.
Sir?
Oh, this is great. She hesitates, looking around in confusion. The three-barreled pepper box wavers in her hand.
In this moment of hesitation, she almost doesn't seem disturbed, but like someone suddenly wakened from a deep sleep.
It's okay, ma'am. Everything's gonna be all right. I think, yeah, we've de-escalated a little bit. It seems like she's kind of coming out of the episode a little bit, so maybe we can just appeal to that confusion, like... Her eyes fill with tears, then suddenly she slams the megaphone against her lips and teeth. Blood gushes down her chin, but she doesn't notice it.
Officer compromise! Unlawful impersonation! Pigs en route! Engage your will!
Okay, she's actually more agitated now. My bad.
I was going so well! Ma'am, we're here to help. Tell us what's wrong.
Woman looks at you, but through you, like you don't exist. Her eyes gleam feverishly, and the rotating police beacon lights reveal deep scratch marks on her cheeks. Sometimes when things get very bad, it's good to remind yourself that you have a body by scratching it.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
This is the police! Unlawful engagement! Hands on the ground! Scumbag!
So this is what the weather's like on the other end of a cop's gun.
A fucking empathy dropping a line like that. This is what the weather's like on the other end of a cop's gun. What a... This game just blows me away. Fucking Kim. Let's get Kim involved.
Fascinating.
That's it? That's all you've got? This is fascinating. I am so intrigued right now. Lieutenant's eyes stay fixed on the woman and her gun. He studies them closely, then mumbles.
See? This is what happens when we're not around.
Okay, Kim, now is not really the time to make a a philosophical statement about the need for cops in the world. Man, we're not going to succeed. Well, we're not going to have a good chance at that. Let's try it. You're not the police. We are the police.
Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed!
I'm gonna try the police angle again. Lieutenant Double Refrater Harrier Dubois, 41st Precinct. This is my partner, Lieutenant Kitsuragi from the 57th.
Oh, no. No. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth. Aggravated assault, man down!
Damn it.
Officers in pursuit!
What's the situation, officer?
What do you mean, what's the situation? It's, can't you see?
Impersonating a police officer!
Dang.
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
Oh, what if I really am an imposter? We really are cops. Look at my badge.
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector! Azimuth!
It's not a code, just disjointed words. She's losing it. One twitch and there would be blood.
All right, let's roll the dice. 28%. That's kind of all we got. I mean, what is this? Hand-eye coordination? Do I have any clothes for that? I guess we could just leave.
We can't leave. The civilian is pointing firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this.
Why present me with the option then? I thought, okay, hold on. Let me just change my clothes really quick. All right, fuck it. Let's go for the gun.
Here's the plan.
No way!
Close the distance.
Let's go. Streamer luck is back. Wait, what? Did it just say cut her hand off? Wait a second. That's not what I want to do.
Oh my god, yes.
Wait. Is this one of those times where failing would have been better?
A drop of sweat runs down your nose, and in it you see the Martinez Inlet, wrapped in the night. In the abandoned fish market, 3 figures standing in a spectacular light show. A large, loud woman is pointing an empty firearm at the other 2. She doesn't want to listen, or even to be heard.
So it doesn't seem like there's any bullets in the gun. Then it takes the fear out of the situation, and it makes me just feel sad. It's very hard to help someone in this condition. I'm gonna go with I'm almost certain, because I'm not fully certain, actually. I'm actually not fully certain that there's no bullets in that gun. Ah, fuck, I'm getting blasted here. Hold on. I'm getting blasted in real life by the bullets of the sun. Okay, it's a little better. I need to get some blackout curtains or something. Okay, Kim. I don't think there's any bullets in that gun.
I've been thinking that too, but it's impossible to tell for certain in these lighting conditions.
That's true. Should we dare her to pull the trigger? I mean, we already succeeded at the check, which makes me think whatever we do, we're going to be fine. But I don't want to instigate her. I want to project confidence. I don't want, like, her to sense fear. Here's the thing, right? If she's in a psychotic state, right? Like, and she's not thinking clearly, it's a very good chance that a lot of what she's doing in terms of reacting is based purely on nervous system responses. Like, there's not a lot of processing of what's going on and, like, thinking clearly about it. It's just the nervous system. It's just the sympathetic nervous system telling her you're in fight or flight. And if she senses danger in me, like, your fight or flight response can tell you if someone else is also in that state so that you know how to prepare. Like, this is our biological nature. So I want to present, like, a more parasympathetic side, like, that I'm calm. Because I'm trying to just model that for this person. Ma'am, the weapon you're holding is mine, and I know it has no bullets. The woman looks at the weapon in disbelief. Her eyes suddenly reddish with tears. She looks straight down the barrel and squeezes the trigger.
This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this? Police gun barrels have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Gun lands on the wooden planks and tears run down her scratched cheeks.
She looks devastated.
Man, this is fucking sad.
Grab the gun right now. This might be your only chance.
I'm done with this gun. No, we're gonna pick it up. Let's get the gun.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Her voice is growing fainter as she rocks back and forth slowly.
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Oh man. We're not going to arrest her. What do you think is happening to her? Let's just... I kind of want to see if Kim's got more dialogue
She's
here.
in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Why was she like this in the first place? I'm imagining Harry is... like, I'm giving you my commentary because I'm familiar with something like this, but I imagine Harry is very much not, so I'm going to let his curiosity play out.
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8. And loneliness.
Channel 8. Neurodegenerative disease. Oh, Channel 8 must be the cop network. This is what happens when you listen to too many cop shows. And loneliness. Honestly, Kim's assessment is probably pretty accurate. Loneliness can have a profound effect on your mental state and certainly amplify like psychotic features. What's interesting is it gives us a choice of what we relate more to, because these are kind of both the same affirmation, but I think Harry relates more to loneliness. Like when he sees someone like this, and he can clearly connect with the idea that we were probably not that different at the time we sold our weapon. Like we were told, we were waving it around and, you know, talking about harming ourselves or something. And we don't necessarily look at that and say, yeah, this is my predisposition to a biological or neurodegenerative disease. Like our narrative about how we ended up the way we are has fallen more in line with this, like an inability to connect with people and ourselves and the world. So to us, that probably makes a lot of sense. You're probably right. Loneliness.
Yeah. Looks like a bad case. But the question is what to do with her right now.
I'm very sorry this is how life turned out for you. Gently touch her shoulder. So I'll be honest, arresting her is the worst choice here, obviously. But making physical contact is a very risky move as well. Yeah, not generally advised. I don't know about cops, okay? I don't know the cop playbook for dealing with something like this, but my experience working in mental health is that the approach to situations like this is you maybe don't want to engage them physically, even if you think that they have sort of de-escalated from that state.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
What? I don't want to arrest her, but I guess maybe it'll give us an option not to.
I don't think there's any need for that.
Yeah.
In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone.
Good. I was like really worried for a second there that like that was the only
We
option.
could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
I agree. I was really hoping I can give her one of those station call slips. No, we did learn our lesson with Glacia though. No, I do think that, look, Titus is not a universally bad agent. in this world, which is why he's so interesting as a character. We've seen very different sides of him. And I do think that he probably is he is caring for the people of this city, and he's very well connected. So yeah, Titus sounds like the man for
Then
the
we
job.
can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late, and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
I'm actually really curious what would have happened if we failed that check. Probably just something different, because the outcome is the same. There's no bullets in the gun.
Please, leave the radio on.
Obviously, there's no bullets in the gun, so it's not like failing it would have gotten us shot, but it probably would have led to something different, like maybe some different dialogue. I don't know. I'm curious. As you turn to leave, the faintest of voices comes from the woman. It seems like a reflex, a half-remembered sentence.
Reflex to what? Being left alone? Exactly. With only the voice of Gareth Morand to accompany her on Channel 8. She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and flashes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Yeah, what
The woman
happens?
stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Should we take the cap?
She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Oh, is that yours?
It's
Maybe.
hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours.
Maybe, probably. You know me.
It's your hat.
It's my hat! I got my hat and my gun! Let's shake her shoulder.
The old woman doesn't
Yeah.
react to your
don't think so.
touch.
Okay. Does that hat give me like plus 1,000? No, it gives me a little bit of authority. Okay, I'll take it. I'm not gonna wear it though, because it's not as cool as my Peepo hat. But I did get my gun, it sounds like. Yeah. Villiers 9mm pepper box pistol. A 3-shot revolving bearer, Villiers LaSalle pepper box, typically assigned to officers of the RCM upon reaching the rank of sergeant. The butt of the gun is worn, and the engraving on the side reads, Sunrise Parabellum. This is your gun, no doubt about it. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, for now, I'm just going to walk around with this bad boy.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
I think my hand
It
recognizes it.
reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago.
This is so interesting. Yeah, what I was hoping was that it would connect us to our memory, in a sense.
Sheathe your sidearm, officer. A serious law official, cop by the book,
That's right.
know to only unholster their service weapon when using it is unavoidable.
That's right. Let's sheathe it for now. We'll go back to the saber. Okay, so I guess we can go talk to Titus. And then we'll talk a little bit about the pigs and oh yeah, we have more to do here as well. Don't worry, we're doing the church quest. We're doing the Suna stuff. We'll get to all of it. All right.
The Coppernado is back.
Copernado.
What do you want?
There's a little bit of like endearment in his conversations with us now. We're pals. There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
Yes.
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
I love that from Kim, appealing to his sense of personally attributed authority.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep, her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kurong or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everett's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig.
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you
Yeah, let's keep that under wraps. She didn't have anything in mind.
No. Well, whatever then.
Yeah, whatever.
Copper.
No. They totally said what it was.
No.
What was it? Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
Yeah. I have something to say about this interaction, but I want to get through some of this first. Who was she?
Was? Like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago.
Yeah.
She was better then. The children kept her together.
What was her name? Her real name.
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
Oh my god, that is that is exceptionally dumb of Harry that he might think Amigo is her middle name. Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to know?
How did she get like this?
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends. Ever think of that? More like who wouldn't? Cool uniforms, fast machines, packing heat. Sign me up. Actually, this feels the most genuine. I can't but feel partially responsible for the unhealthy culture that poor woman latched onto. I'm sorry. Let's go full sorry cop boy.
Yeah. You should be.
Whatever, Cobb. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of our own.
And that's the thing that I wanted to say is that, like, despite how divided many of the factions are in this world, especially with lines between like our agenda and theirs, it's really nice that that we can all rally around something like this to help someone who there's really no one else who's going to help her. There's no system in the world that's going to help her. And in many cases, our regular world is just like that. I could go into a whole tangent about this, but yeah, working in mental health, there's often cases where like people don't quite fall under the specific designation they need to get the help they actually need. Like the SMI designation, it stands for serious mental illness, but like it's not really that good of a descriptor because like, I don't know, just regular ass depression can be a serious mental illness. But no, SMI specifically means something. You have to meet these criteria. It has to be, at least where I am, like you have to have 6 months of documented treatment, and you have to qualify for certain things. And sometimes you meet someone and they do have very close to what we might call an SMI designation, but they don't meet all the criteria. And yeah, the whole application process for getting an SMI designation is also quite complicated. And And it just seems to me like a barrier to care for someone where it's like, oh, you very clearly could use a lot of assistance and support. For example, certain, insurance companies will, provide funding for housing for people as long as they have an SMI designation. And the hard reality of working in this industry is you're looking at someone, let's say like the pigs, you're dealing with them. They clearly need the help that is actually out there, but they just don't meet that criteria by one thing. And so you're kind of, they fall into a sort of like divide between what my level of clinical advocacy can do and something that's a little more high acuity. So it's really challenging. And you got to rely a lot on, what are the person's community supports? And in a lot of cases, like the pigs, they just don't have any. So it's great, actually, to see that despite our differences, Titus and the boys are going to help her, and that we can come to that agreement while not really having to engage on, our past differences. It's really nice. This is a nice episode. Where'd she get all that cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
That's true.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people.
Oh.
It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think these would net us something at the annual auction? A balding detective drags a comb futilely across his head. Shit, who'd want those? Just dump them into the river.
I guess you're wrong, Kim. I guess they really do just show up on the coast. Thanks for helping out with this one, Titus.
No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Okay. You kind of made it about yourself there at the end, Eugene. Sort of an appeal to our contrast. Like, yeah, we take care of our mentally ill is its own idea. Because other people won't. Okay, now it's become a political statement. Okay, here I have a problem with this though. You know who doesn't take care of the mentally ill? Fucking Everard Clare. Which, look, it's been a long time since we first engaged with this part of the storyline, but to my knowledge, he's known the pigs has had my firearm this whole time. Did he know it was loaded or not? Maybe. As in, did he knowingly let her go around with a dangerous weapon? Assuming she wouldn't do anyone harm because it didn't have bullets? Maybe. But maybe she could have found some bullets. Or you're letting someone who clearly needs help live in a dangerous delusion so that you can get me to forge signatures for your little project. Like, I'm actually not sorry to the Everard Clare fans out there because I don't like him, and nothing I've seen from him has like made me view him like I view Titus Hardy now, who is similarly complex, similarly wants, to be in charge and has a similar agenda. I'm going to be the kind of hero figure for Martinez that other people won't. His is more localized to him and the Hardy Boys, and Everard Clare is more localized to himself. But I don't think that Titus would have done that. Like, used a mentally ill person and their condition and let it persist like that to take advantage of us. I just find that kind of sickening. Maybe I have that wrong. Maybe I'm forgetting some of the details. Like, maybe Everett wasn't really involved in any of that stuff. He just happens to know that she had it. But then I still come to like, okay, well, how long has he known and just done nothing about it, hoping that once we give him what he wants, then he'll give up the information. And he didn't know that we would help her. He didn't know what we would do. he doesn't know actually that much about us. He could have assumed that we would go down there and arrest her. And I'm sure he would have been just fine with that. Why? He got his signatures. He's done with her. Like, I find him, the more I think about it, the more I'm leaning towards, like, not only does he have a highly internalized locus of control, and it just seems to be out for himself. Like, I'm getting a bit sociopathic vibes from him now, where there just isn't really a center of empathy there for why he's doing these things. Logically, there are reasons he helps people, but the reason he does so is to, like, increase his standing, or when people are healthy and happy, they're like that because I succeeded. Like, it's not about them. It's not about making this place better or people better in it. It's about being able to claim the success for himself. And whether or not they're happy is just consequential. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like Everard Clare very much, especially after this interaction, but my respect for Titus has grown significantly. Okay, well, I think that's where we're going to pause it. I want this to be its own little episode because I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this character, Marianne. And yeah, how this changes. Like, did this change any of your views on these characters or the situation in a similar way that it has mine? And in the next episode, let's go see if we can, now that we have our tri-barrel pistol, we're finally ready to go solve the case of the underfunded, underdeveloped video game. This is what we really needed. We needed a point of major defense before we interact with Suna and those kids again. So yes, I will see you all again for that commentary very soon.